Hey guys, this is Notoh here, and today I'm going to be showing people on how to install Podcrash 1.3. So the first thing is you should have this Podcrash 1.3.jar. Personally, mine is called something different just because I had like 8 million Podcrash 1.3 test jars, so I renamed mine. But it will start off having the name of this Podcrash plus underscore b1.3 b1.3.jar. Okay, that's gonna be the starting name that you're gonna get it on. So first thing, you should be able to double click this. If you do not, or if you cannot double click this, you need to install Java. And like if it won't let you double click the jar, you need to install Java. It does not. It's a common misconception that it comes with Minecraft, which isn't really true because it doesn't actually associate .jar files with Minecraft. Comes packaged within in a really stupid way. So let's go. First thing you want to do is just Google JRE download, install it from your specific operating system. If you're on Mac, no, install the DMG, not the tar.gz. Windows, install the exe, not the tar.gz. For your specific PC. Linux, if you're on Linux, you should know how that works. So what we want to do is now I want to double click the jar file and it will open up this. Now the version supports are 1.8.8, 1.8.9, and 1.9. Just 1.9, not 1.9.2 notably. So it can work with Forge, Optifine, or Labius mod as well. So I'm going to install it to 1.8.9 Forge because that's what I play on with my normal mods. Now I'm going to install it. It says I've run the installer, open up the Minecraft launcher. Now open the Minecraft launcher and you'll find a profile named Podcrash Plus. Now, oops, one sec. I went too far. One sec. Let me go. First thing you want is advanced settings checked off right up the top here, and then in your JVM arguments there are a couple things you really need to set if you do not want to lag. Now, there are three important commands that influence Java's memory: -xmx, -xmn, and -xms. These are memory max, memory start, and memory minimum, if you want to just call it. So maximum, it depends on the memory in your computer. Personally, I have 32 gigs. If you want to find this out on Windows, you can open Control Panel, so press the Windows key, R, and then, yeah, type in here, Control, I already have it there, and then View by Small Icons, System, and you will see your installed memory or your RAM. Yeah, I have 32 gigabytes. On Mac, you should be able to click the top left corner about this Mac, and it should say it's somewhere in there, okay? So max, I'm going to set to 10. If you have 8 gigabytes, which is the standard, you'll set to around 3. If you have 16 gigabytes, I would recommend around 5 to 6, okay? I have 10 just because even though I doubt my Minecraft's ever going to use that much, it helps in case like I'm really lagging because I do play on really high graphics. Alright, so now, Minecraft doesn't actually have the XMS or the memory start option, so you actually want to add it. So add in -xms with this proper capitalization and have this to be the same thing as your maximum, and then add a space so there's a space between every command. The reason for this is because Minecraft for the most part uses most of its memory at the start when it's launching, and you want as much memory, you want it like to be allocated to the maximum you want to allocate, just because it means that Minecraft will take less time allocating memory and more time actually booting, so it will help your boot load. So next thing is memory minimum. Now Minecraft starts to a default of a measly 128 megabytes. I would recommend this to be about a third, maybe a quarter of your, like, between there of your memory. So even though, so I'm going to set this to about, like if I want to set to a quarter I would do 2512M, but I'm going to set it to 3 gigs. So that's how this works, and then I want to save this profile, and then also if you are on a really old computer, make sure you're running Java 8 by, this should be 1.8.0 underscore 25, or it should basically just start with 1.8.0 in your Minecraft packaged Java, okay? So let's, one second, I actually want to uncheck that because it's the one custom on that one. Alright, so now I'm going to start up Podcrash. I click play, and the first thing is that, yeah, we'll be starting up, yeah, so here it is. Here's some boot times. It's slightly slower now because of some changes we did on boot, but at the same time, it will lag less in your actual game, which is awesome, as well as it has CVC bug strips. Now, I'm going to show some basic Podcrash stuff. when you launch, it's actually going to be a little bit different because I've obviously run Podcrash 1.3 before, so I won't have to go through starting configuration. But at the start, it's going to ask you something like choose an IRC, and it'll explain what an IRC is, and it lets you choose a default one. So default one it's not relevant, but now here is the launch up and waiting to be verified. Yep, okay. Done. And now, as my Minecraft starts up and it doesn't freeze, hopefully. Okay, please thing. Oh no, it just did that. Alright, so there's a couple of things. First off, let's just go onto Hypixel because I'm a CVC player myself. Yeah, so there are a couple of settings that you want to do with Podcrash when you first launch. So the default GUI key is H, and nothing. So the default GUI key is H. So I press H, and it loads up this handy thing. It says tournaments, developers. Yeah. So here are some options. Hide tab, useful. Hides the tab when your game ends and sends a chat message to export stats. Yes, this is what you want. Zoom hand. These are all custom things, whether or not you want them. Then. Notably, if you want to have a zoom, because Podcrash zoom is better than a lot, I have it bound to end, which is actually my mouse button. So I press my mouse button and it zooms, and I can actually set the sensitivity for this. I would personally recommend, why do I have my render distance set to 2? That doesn't matter. I play on a 40% sensitivity with 800 dpi. I would recommend about a little bit more than a quarter. That's what I would recommend if you want to actually kind of accurately map out, like, because I use this at really long range. If you want to actually kind of accurately map out how your mouse would move, I would recommend a little bit more than a quarter. Now, there are MS stats, dominate stats, there aren't MS settings, sorry, and yeah, dominate stuff. So those are the basic keybinds. Then, now, I should have a default IRC. As you see, I joined by default CVC. This means now I can use $ and chat like SDSD. Now, no, if I have connected to multiple IRCs at once, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to connect to DOM and CVC. If I have to actually say $CVC and then my message. Okay, this is DOM and this is CVC. So I can do, yeah. So, yeah, basically invalid channel, dominate CVC, yeah, so basically I type that and it will work, and fanciness, yay. So that's basically really basic Podcrash 1.3. I will also be doing, for the appropriate people who will see it, a refereeing tutorial with Podcrash. Oh yeah, one more user thing. Let's join a really quick game of CVC. This game's starting. Let's go. That's pretty sweet timing. Alright, I'm in the game. Currently we don't have the 1.3 server up. I can type /podcrash export stats, and look, fancy stats. Hey, will work for any game mode. Any game mode on Mineplex, and will work for CVC. So any game we support, basically. So that's all for this tutorial. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, peace.